Well, all right, this is gate 33, and it entered today, or rather a couple hours ago. And it is gonna be there in the sun will be there in gate 33 until August 4th. And I'm calling this secrets within, secrets within, secrets within. This is a Leo gate. So it's kind of interesting that but this is kind of what I'm proposing or presenting with these words is the shadow of this gate in a sense. The shadow of Leo is, I'm gonna withdraw. I'm just gonna keep me to myself, keep my secrets, keep my privacy, reserve, censor. Um, this is, I mean, to a degree, it's about assimilating life experiences and, recharging through withdrawal, through healing the physical, mental, and emotional, spiritual. And it is a period that does represent that. These early degrees of Leo are coming off of Cancer, and they're very volatile in expression for those born around this time. And it starts to calm around gate 33, but only when experienced in a higher frequency. And I'll go into that because on some level, these portals inside of us, they operate relative to their frequency of expression. And so I love to describe my kind of center point and then, one side and then the other side. However, like balance in the middle point as the middle point, and then the left-hand side perhaps as, the self, and the right-hand side as selflessness, and then balance in the center. But, there really is another center within that center. And, I'd love to use the analogy of the Bindu from Hindu myths and religion and practices, because that's a center point where there's really nothing there, and it's a chance for something else to emerge. It's a higher conscious awareness and observation energy that can come in once we've learned a lot of these lessons, like a real sense of just calm observation of this realm and what it is and what's occurring. And no need to protect anything. No need to protect the ego. No need to do anything. Just observe. Someone's trying to attack you. Just observe. Someone's trying to talk to you. Just observe. Someone's trying to control you. Just observe. Go off script, right? We live in a realm where like your energy is expected to meet the energy that's presented. I had this one guy visit me at my work while I was doing readings, and he didn't know whether he wanted a reading or not. He just said, "I just followed the energy, and I just got here, and I'm sitting next to you." And he shared in his trainings. He did some years of like some kind of martial arts or Taoist training. He was talking about how when you get deep into the layers of combat, physical combat, which is just, which is not physical combat, which is just relating with the other. It's a dance. Martial arts is just dancing, just like dancing is just martial arts. You're dealing with the energy of another. And how do you dance with that energy? And he was presenting the idea of, or his reality of deciding what part of the energy to be present for. I forgot how he described it. He used all kinds of interesting kind of words that were about looking within the space between the actions and opening up that space, kind of how my teacher taught me, my sword teacher, going into deeper and deeper spaces between thoughts, between the objects, and opening up that space, and thus expanding the temporal sphere in that moment, expanding one's experience of time. In Toltec, we call it intensity. Time is relative to the intensity that we experience and feel. And gate 33 is a lot like that because we're talking about a space, a portal, an energy that's connected to the throat center. And so it wants to or it doesn't want to share its secrets. And in this case, looking at this particular body graph for the transits, we see the activity happening in the 57 to the 20, intuition in the now, speaking in the now intuitively, quickly, interruptingly in the moment, getting it out, the energy. And we see it connected to that gate 33 with no gate on the other side, no complete channel. Just one active channel, the 5720 in the now, intuition in the now. And so the 33 does observe, it does detach, it does let go and move from one moment to the next. It does connect and disconnect. It does observe and become calm when it's not correct to jump in to experience, when it's correct just to observe. It's the opportunity to retreat as well when it's correct. Oh, there's nothing for me here. Oh, this moment is not mine. Okay, I'm retreating. We see the 22 is active, which is very emotional, very sensitive, grace or disgrace. 25, of course, there is vortex, there is vanishing point. We got Saturn and Neptune still there, connecting with Pluto in the 41 down below, and with Uranus now in the 20 for a while. For, is it a year or 6 months? I can't remember. And so we're looking at that which is within and to share it, to bring it, to collect it to the collective, to shine outside of the shadow. After all, this is a solar gate. This is ruled by Leo. And so this gate can be just like any gate. It could be reactive, repressive, and it's in its repressiveness. I wrote some notes here. This is an energy that can really be stuck in separation from others, in a type of isolation. Expressed as a type of numbness feeling in the body. So if you have this gate, just see if this resonates, this kind of ideas I'm expressing. This would be a repressed expression of the energy. This is an energy where it's hard to come out and be seen and to experience intimacy because it can get stuck within itself and it can be in a space where it doesn't want to share, it doesn't want to be seen. And if there's too much provocation for it to come out, then there could be reactiveness. There could be a feeling of being invaded. There could be rage at others for attempting to penetrate the self or to be truly seen and heard. There could be no one of that with this gate 33. But there are deeper levels of expression to this particular gate. And that revolves around being attentive. So there's two ways of being attentive, as I discussed in gate 56, another throat-centered gate. You can be self-absorbed or you could be self-aware in the process of your attentiveness, not in the process of your inner lostness. Me and Joel were talking about pendulums. I didn't get to bring up my analogy of the pendulum I wanted to, which was that pendulums are a type of labyrinths that we get caught in and think that we can think our way out of them. The 33 operates like a labyrinth of sorts. You can get lost in there, lost in your own thoughts, feelings, actions, speech, reflections. That would be the self-absorption. But reaching a higher level of expression, it's more about being attentive to the process, both the inner and the outer process at the same time, not identifying with the within. That's our problem. That's the biggest problem, the biggest ceiling of frequency expansion is to think and feel that there's a difference between the inside and the out. Of course, there is. We can create boundaries, but on a deeper level of expression, it's just consciousness moving through us, in us, outside of us, or outside in, or all around us all the time and through. And that, there's really nothing to hide. And there's really nothing to react to. There's just to be. And to be is not necessarily mine or yours or not mine or not yours. It's just what is in that moment. It's just what is. It's not, I mean, it's important to own it if, if there's necessity for responsibility. Of course, you can own it, but it still is what it is and what it expresses without needing to be so mentated on or so reflected on as some kind of conjuration of intellect. Just the body's intelligence expressing, refining, purifying, moderating expression, both inner and outer. Thoughts are everywhere. The mind can't contain the day. The thoughts are inside, the thoughts are outside, the collective streams of thoughts are moving. And that's what's happening during this transit. You see the open head center, the open ajna, and only one gate active there, the 47, the gate of confusion. Confusion before clarity, confusion, 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 until finally there's clarity. And so what we have here then is a remembering of that, a remembering of an allowance of allowing life to just open up before you, to open up before you and know that life is happening within you and outside of you and it's moving. And we don't have to identify with certain behavior patterns all the time and reinforce them and say, that's what I am, that's who I am. I'm a Leo. And so I act like this. I love to do that stuff. Oh, that's just what I do. I love to use that phraseology. Why? Because I'm still caught up in that frequency to some degree. But I know when I move beyond it, I just listen. I just listen. And then I respond with however I respond. Not also attached to it, just how I'm responding. No need to defend my privacy. No need to defend my need for connection. Just where I'm at. Is correct or not. Maybe I say too much. Maybe I say too little. Maybe I go off script. Maybe the room's uncomfortable. Maybe I'm uncomfortable. Maybe it's getting to some degree just being comfortable with whatever the energy is. Even if the energy is uncomfortable. I mean, when the moon's passing through via combusta from 15 degrees of Libra to 15 degrees of Scorpio. It's a strange time. Conversation might not be that comfortable. The energy might not be so comfortable. It might be kind of disturbing, depending what additional planet chooses to join the moon there, or oppose it, or square it by 90 degrees. Oh no, that's a trine. So, gate 33. On its highest expression, it is about a level of really being aware from a deep seat of awareness. The observer, the center of the head, where the neocortex is, observing, witnessing, allowing, emerging. Something else is seeing the show play out. Something is watching your watching. Something is watching your doing. You're watching and doing and speaking and thinking and reflecting and being. And it's just a state of awareness, a powerful one, and one that, we want to open up to and allow to be through this gate of secrets, of withdrawal, of privacy for the next 5 days. The sun is here. The sun is the soul of beingness. It's the light that guides the way. It's the ecliptic. It shows us the way. And that's why tropical astrology and human design is how Ra did it. My my group knows, my Discord knows that we talked about this today. So so this is why I do the sun transits, because this is the focal point of the energy. This is the arrow. This is where the energy is moving. This is where it is. This is our path, and this is where we're at. So for the next 4 or 5 days, as Richard Rudd likes to say, when you get into these deeper levels of intelligence, you're thinking with your feelings, you're feeling with your thoughts, you're being with your doing. And that's all. Enjoy. Thanks for listening. Feel free to share with someone else, and maybe hit that thumbs that goes up. And if you haven't heard me before and you like the sound of my voice, feel free to subscribe. All right, thanks so much.